Everyone. This is CTEV 629D, beginning web development using HTML and CSS here at Touro University, Nevada. My name is Cindy Chang, and I will be your instructor for this course. I've been an adjunct with Touro University since about 2016. Very, very passionate about computer science education. I worked in the Clark County School District for about a little over 11 years teaching computer science. Prior to teaching, I worked in industry as a web developer and a business consultant. So this was a nice blending of my degrees in business administration and computer science. Found it quite difficult to find good help, good solid help to work with me in my business, as folks did not necessarily have the foundation that they needed. And so a friend of mine said, "Hey, have you thought about teaching?" And so I got into education about 2006 to really help build that student technology pipeline, particularly with females and underrepresented minorities. That's very, very important to me. Um, so what I am going to do is kind of take you a walkthrough on the website, this course, so you know how to get around, how to navigate it, and how you're going to turn in your assignments and things like that. So let's go ahead and get started. So on the first page here, you have a start here. If you click there, you're going to be given a course description. The syllabus is there, how you can reach me, the start and end dates of this course. And then on Tuesday evenings from 6 to 7, I will have open class time, office hours. So if you folks want to come in, ask questions, if you have any particular difficulty on anything, I'll be available then to help you out. So a Zoom link will be available over here on the left side within the course. Then you have a student handbook. The required text is listed there. And then there's other services through the institution, technical support if you need it, and then other things there as well, including our accessibility policy and supports. This section walks you through some of the Canvas tools. There are many, many, many resources out there. Also, if you click on the help button over here, there are many resources there too, if you're not familiar with Canvas at this point. All right, so next, there's an open discussion forum. I've put this in here, so this is a section if you want to ask questions about any course assignments, if you're having concerns, whatever, for me, the instructor, and your class participants as well. We can all jump in and answer the questions to support each other as we go through this course. One thing I do ask is that you're not sharing code back and forth. What's the point of paying money and taking a course like this if you're not trying to learn what's being taught? So let's not do that. Let's just keep it general questions, and we'll help each other out as we go. All right, so there are a few things you need to do when you get started with this course. We're going to have to set up some things. So within, you have to get your textbook. Second, you're going to need to download the bracket software. And I have a video here that will support you in doing that. It is super simple. It's a very light, what they call IDE, or Integrated Development Environment. This is where we're going to type in our code, and we can also test it to see what it looks like in the browser. So this is a really nice resource. So after you do that, then you're also going to download the student files. I've got them linked here for you. In this are the book applications that they show, the examples within the book. There are chapter exercises that are at the very end of the book, or end of the chapters, excuse me, that you will have starter files for. I will also be demoing some of those, so we'll talk about that in a minute. And then you're also provided with the solutions to those end of chapter exercises so you can check your work. Okay, so that's the first set of student files you need to download. The second step is you need to download these. So there are short exercises. This is a PDF that explains gives you the directions for those short exercises. And then this link over here is a link to the starter files for each of those exercises. And then there are also shape up exercises. Excuse me. Again, this is the PDF explaining the directions, and then these are the starter files. The short exercises will probably take you maybe 10-15 minutes. They are very quick. Just, do this, do that, and show that you can do it. Shape up exercises are a little bit longer. It might take you about 30 minutes or so to get those done. And then in week 4, you're going to receive final website project files. So you're going to have a final website due at the end, and I'll go over that in just a minute. Okay, you may say, wow, that's a lot of stuff. But again, they're short little snippets, and then that they will prepare you to build the final website project yourself. And so practice, practice, practice. All right, again, so this is kind of a walkthrough on what each module has, but we'll go through a module so you can see how it's broken down. The, like I said, chapter exercises, not graded. I will provide demos on some of those exercises, not all of them. You're to try it yourself, and then you can either check the solutions that they provide you, or I'll walk you through as well. Knowledge checks, there's going to be one per week, 20 questions total. You have 3 attempts at them, and I will record the highest grade. This is really to make sure that you have a clear understanding of what's going on and how to read through some code and etc. Then I explain the short exercises. There are most modules have about 2 chapters that we're going over, but some have 3 chapters depending on when they fit, and I'll show you that in this table below. And then I explain the shape up exercises, and then the final website project. You're going to be putting it all together. It's going to be due at the end of the course. And you're encouraged to use code from the other exercises to build out your final project. So don't necessarily have to code it all by scratch unless you want to, because that's fun too. But also build upon what you already have accomplished. And so the topic for that website project is going to be my post-COVID travel plans. We all have been cooped up. We want to get out of our houses. So think big and have fun with that. And that, of course, will be graded. So ask for help early on in the week if you need it. Attend the office hours every Tuesday evening. Stay on top of the work. You're going to want to schedule your time. Don't leave it till the weekend. And you'll see on the table here that we've got a lot going on. One item of note, there are no assignments or class hours during the week of March 29th to April 4th. That's spring break for Clark County School District, and that's what Toro, Nevada follows. All right, so here's our table outlining, every week what's expected. These are the chapters we're covering in the book. The exercises, you can do one, you can do all, you can do none. But again, practice, practice helps you understand for the exercises coming up. These are the demos that I will provide for these different weeks. 20 questions for all the knowledge checks. Here are the short exercises. So, for example, for week 2, I have 5-1 and then you can choose from 6-1 or 6-2 or 6-3. There's not going to be any more than 2 short exercises per week. So like in week 3, you can choose 7-1 or 7-2, and then either 8-1 or 8-2. And then you can see you've got your shape up exercises. Like for example, week 2, you have 4, 5, and 6 you're going to do, but then the majority of them after that are just 2 per week. In week 4, you will begin the website project. Week 5, you'll have a little bit of enhancement to it. And then week 7, you'll do your final enhancements, and then it'll be due on week 8. Week 8, there are no other assignments due, just the final website to give you more time to work on that. Okay, for modules, the organization, you're going to have an objectives page, an activities page, and then an assessment page, and then we'll walk through that. Okay, and then that just talks about the online meeting. So let's go into, so first thing you're going to do is let me know, one, respond, I've completed the required setup and I'm ready to begin, or I'm having difficulty and need assistance. Okay, so that we can all jump in this support if needed. All right, so here's a quick overview of the modules. So they're all formatted and organized in the same way. This one is on HTML for Module 1. So I will start with the description of what you're going to learn in that module, the topics that we're going to cover, the learning outcomes by chapter. So in this case, first module, you have 3 chapters, chapter 1, 2, and 3, walking you through the basics of web development and how to build the structure of an HTML web page. These are the learning activities. There will be reading involved, PowerPoint slides provided, and then, like I said, demos. Assessments, knowledge checks, short exercises, and shape up. Those are the points for each, and then I'll provide resources and links down below. So I'll walk you through, like this is the learning activities page. So this format is going to be the same from module to module. You got your PowerPoint slides to assist your readings, telling you which chapters to read. Textbook exercises are outlined. And then the demos that I provide for you will be linked there along with the time, how long each one takes. And I may or may not have extra little things that I've created to help explain. So for example, I put this graphic together talking about HTML tags. You've got your basics, your HTML opening tag and the closing tag. Then you've got opening, closing head tags. And what goes inside there is information that doesn't show up on the web page, just like people can't see what's going on in your head. But it's important stuff to make your web page work, like linking to style sheets. Then also inside you've the HTML tags, you've got body tags, open and closing. So this is whatever content you put in here will be shown on the page, much like we can see each other's clothes on our bodies. And then we've got our footer tags, open and closing. These are within the body because our feet are on our body, right? And it also comes at the bottom of a web page, just like feet are at the bottom of our body. So you can see the analogy I'm going with here. But these also, this will help you visualize what's going on. And then class versus ID, when you talk about that, that'll make more sense. All right, and then the next page that you will encounter is your assessments page. And so this here will outline your knowledge check, your short exercises, explain which one you're doing, your shape up exercises. Then it goes into your knowledge check right next after that. Then you have your short exercise, and I have provided a rubric for each one. I'm basically looking that your HTML tags are 100% semantically correct, meaning you're using those tags I just showed you, body, footer, main, etc. And in this case, for this rubric, it's asking about certain things that are in there. Every rubric will have visual, so the web page that you provide looks like the example, and functionality, that it has no errors and it works properly. You need to have all of these fully met in order to get all of the complete grade. And then you have those shape up exercises. Same thing here. You can see there's a little bit more involved in here, but it's generally the same idea. All right, and then you go to module 2. So anyway, that's the format of each module, the course structure. That's the rubric we just went over. I want to show you how you're going to actually submit this work. So what I'd like you to do is you have your starter files. You're going to, when you finish, I would suggest you make a copy of those files in case you make mistakes and you want to start over or whatever, and put them in a folder with your last name, dash, the module number, so in this case it's module 1, so M1, dash, and then what you're turning in. Is it short? Is it shape up? Etc. And then the word assignment. So name that file. And inside there, you're going to have all of the folders and the index.html page. This is the one that actually gets shown as your home page in your browser when you open it up. So that's a real important page, and that should be out on its own within the main folder, not inside any of these subfolders. And all the images will be in the images folder, JavaScript will be there, and so on and so forth. So all of this needs to be inside your folder. And then you're going to right click, and I'm on a Mac, so I compress, but on a PC you'll choose zip. Okay, and then when you compress it, the whole thing is just like that, and this is what you're going to submit to me. And the reason is, if you submit this folder here and it's not compressed, you may or may not have included any important folders, pages, images, etc. And so it's better to just zip the whole thing up like this, submit that, and then I know that you have included everything. All right, so hopefully this was helpful to you, has walked you through exactly where you need to be. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me via email. It's right here on the front page. Also you can send me a message in the inbox. I usually check the inbox all the time, so if you put it in there, it's quicker to get to me. All right, I'm really excited about this. I love web development. It's so much fun to make those changes on the page and the code and see it all happen live. So I'm really excited to get started.